Oh, I had to cut that song off because it was gonna go and play, and I can't have background music. Arr! Sure, me timbers, me mateys. Avast there. It is Talk Like a Pirate Day. So there you go. That is one of the days that I just happen to pick up because I always know it's Talk Like a Pirate Day because I have a pirate friend. Yar, Steve. Steve's the pirate. Not Steve. It's Mark. Mark the pirate. The captain. We all know the captain. If you know me, you've met the captain. He's been my counsel of pirate for decades. Decades. The pirate. People don't even know the man's real name. That's how pirate he is. Anyway, shiver me timbers. Permission to come aboard. Keel haul you and all that. All right. So, things that happen on this day. September the 19th. Throughout history. All sorts of history. The good, the bad, and the completely indifferent. 1960, Chubby Checker cover of the Twist. The name of the dance, the Twist. Do you remember Twist? Number one on the Billboard charts. The Billboard charts were still around in 1960, so it's been around for a while. But Chubby Checker, number one with a twist. In 1970, the first Glastonbury Festival happened. Now, I had to write down the names because I don't know any of these bands. I was like, I literally know. The headlining of the band, and this is in Pitman, England, Tyrannosaurus Rex? Not like T-Rex, but it's Tyrannosaurus Rex. Maybe it was T-Rex? I didn't look far enough because I was like, what the hell? Wait. Wayne Fontana, Steam Hammer, Duster Bennett, Al Stewart, Amazing Blondell, Keith Kurtmans, Quintessence, and Stack Ridge. I don't know any of those bands. And I was going to start playing them, looking at them, but I was like, wow, that's nothing. They must have been UK bands, and I don't know. The only one that could have been is T-Rex, was Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's the only thing I could think. But, okay, that makes sense. In 1976, New York City promoter Sid Bornstein offers the Beatles, the band, $230 million in charity if they would come back and do a performance. They politely declined. $230 million in 1976, and they declined. They really were not wanting to get back together. That's some substantial jack, if you think about it. I mean, that's, bands get paid that now for catalogs. So, man, they were definitely not a cup of sick. I mean, come on. Liam Gallagher and, Brother Noel, I didn't think did that for $230 million. I don't know. I mean, how much are they going to net from that tour? Probably a lot. But still, that's a good chunk. Anyway, 1979, No Nukes, the 5-day Muse. Musicians United for Safe Energy. Okay, I don't remember this at all. But it was basically musicians wanted safe energy for all. And they thought nuclear was bad. They know what we had to put up with, right? Jackson Brown, Bonnie Raitt, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, no Neil Young. Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band, James Taylor, Carly Simon, Gil Scott-Heron, and the Doobie Brothers. Whoa, listen to the music. Al Stewart, Time Passages. Hi, Todd. Right, Al Stewart, Time Passages. Okay, there you go. See, I did know somebody. I was wondering, Al Stewart sounded familiar, but I guess that would be back then. So, 1981, Simon and Garfunkel reunite for a New York City concert in Central Park. Now, they said there was 400,000 people. Independent sources said it was 48,000 people. It was the largest crowd for a concert in the park at the time. So, 48,000, 400,000. I don't know. That seems, the disparity seemed just a slight bit off. But that's neither here nor there. That's the size of the crowd that was there, and they did it for the crowd to get back Simon and Garfunkel. Now, this one I got into really, really deep. It just seemed timely. So, in 1985, Congress started the hearings for the PMRC. Tipper Gore was one of the co-founders, along with three other politicians' wives in Washington, D.C. If you remember this, you still do. It's the Parents Music Resource Center. And basically their stated goal was to increase parental controls over children's access to music deemed violent with drug references or sexual themes. Okay, so you still see the stickers on music. Basically, it led to parental advisory stickers. And one of the things that they based it on was they looked at these. This was considered the Filthy 15 back at the time. So here is the Filthy 15. These are 15 songs and 15 bands that they considered filthy. From Prince's Darling Nikki, Sheena Easton, Sugar Walls, Judas Priest, Eat 'Em Alive, Sex and Violence, Vanity, Strap On Robbie Baby, Motley Crue, Bastard, AC/DC, Lovin' You, Twisted Sister, Madonna, Wasp, Def Leppard, Merciful Fate, Black Sabbath, Mary Jane Girls, Venom, and Cyndi Lauper, of all people. Some of the artists there, Dee Snider, also John Denver, went in front of Congress and protested against this as an overreach and censorship. It was interesting that many musicians, they talked about how heavy metal was bad and it was going to damage our kids and it was doing all these things to it because it was a cult and that this was something that was very bad and we should all be aware of this and not letting kids listen to heavy metal because it was like church and kids read into the lyrics very heavily and followed the music and listened to it and it wasn't good. The musicians' reaction, and there was dozens of them, put things into song, put things on albums, and had a very visceral reaction to this. The one I wrote down was Ice-T. He wrote this as a spoken word. Ice-T said, "Yo, Tip, what's the matter? You ain't getting no dick? You're bitching about rock and roll. That's censorship, dumb bitch. The Constitution, we all got a right to speak. Say what we want, Tip. Your argument is weak." Just seems interesting. Also, you had other artists that put it into their songs. Aerosmith, Metallica, Sonic Youth, Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine went as so far as in 1983 at Lollapalooza. Their 14-minute set that they were allowed to be on stage, they came on stage and did not play a song. They did not play a sound. Tom Morello and company stood naked on stage for their entire set with their mouths covered in duct tape, silver duct tape, with the letters PMRC on their chests. Censorship back in 1985 for music. 1986, Captain EO by Michael Jackson appeared in Disney parks around the world. It was a very short film. 1988, Bon Jovi, New Jersey, his fourth album, topped the charts, and it also made a record because it had 5 #1 hit singles on the one album, which was a record. I don't know if it's been beaten. I didn't find that part out. 1992, the demolition started on JFK Stadium in Philadelphia, known as Municipal Stadium. It held 41 Army, Navy football games. It hosted the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and dozens of other large concerts, and of course, sports for years. 2014, Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett in their duo went to #1 on the jazz album chart and jazz charts around the world. 2021, RuPaul becomes the most decorated black artist in Emmy history with 11 Emmys, the latest one being for RuPaul's Drag Race. Pretty awesome. In 2008, George Michael is arrested in a toilet in Hempstead, Heath near London. Now, I thought this is where he got busted doing something nefarious, but this was just drugs, less nefarious. But apparently, they had found Class A and Class C, which I didn't look up what that was. I imagine it's probably pot and coke in London. But basically, he was tasting at the police station and only cautioned. He was cautioned, bad George Michael, for controlled substance possession, not convicted, arrested, or anything after that. So I guess there was sort of taken down the police, arrested, taken to the police station, then let go for being bad. Bad, George Michael. All right, we know who you are. Don't do bad things. In 2005, the band Status Quo, which I don't really know and I was going to look up but didn't, hit the Guinness Book of World Records with 61 UK hit singles, 61 over their career. They also did Pictures of Matchstick Men, and I didn't know who that. I was like, wait, is that who that is? They were followed by Queen with 52, and then the Rolling Stones and UB40 tied with 51. 51 basically hit singles in the UK, which is great. I just saw UB40, and they were awesome. Lots of fun. 1993, Pearl Jam releases their second record. It's the most sold in history in the first week. They held on to that title for 5 years, despite the fact that they refused to shoot and produce any videos for the album. No music videos at all for it. It's interesting. I mean, Pearl Jam always sort of was defiant about things like that. You know, they were the ones that went after Ticketmaster initially. And I think that Ticketmaster is finally in trouble. I thought I read something similar that they're finally saying it's a monopoly and they've been reselling tickets and giving scalpers access. What? Stop that. What? I'm shocked by all of these revelations. I mean, they're a monopoly? Really? Who knew? Who knew? I didn't. I just you know, color me silly. Hi, Jordan Ponder. 1992, Radiohead filmed their video for Creep in venue outside Oxford, England. It fell flat when they first released the song Creep in the video and did not really make a lot of movement on the charts. They re-released it in 1993 when it became a worldwide hit. So it's timing sometimes. It needs a little more timing, I guess, to get it out there. It didn't work for them. And in 1981, the Rolling Stones release LP Tattoo You, which goes starting on this day 9 weeks for number one. It also is the band's 9th number one album. 9 weeks at number one, 9th number one. 91, 91. Sounds like a Beatles reference, but it wasn't. Ticket fees suck ass. They do. They do. It's ridiculous. You know, poor unemployed ex-radio guys can't afford to go to shows because they don't get free tickets anymore. That's how that works. Tickets are too freaking expensive. Amazing how much expensive they are. And right, and the fees. The fees on top of the fees on top of the fees on top of the fees. And I'm like, really? That's kind of BS. The Filthy 15. I found it to be very interesting. Don't forget this. I'm still doing this. I'm still pushing this. I'm still hawking this. Go to it. Watch the episodes. Make comments on it. Say good things about me. You know, maybe they'll pick it up again. My friend Don, who's always on here, he actually sent something. He has a hot dog cart. He sent something to Heinz and just received like this package of like boxes and a Heinz verified sticker and like all these wraps for like hot dogs and stuff. I was like, that's awesome. So yeah, it's been a while. He signed up, a while ago, but they gifted it to him eventually. So maybe backlog, but pretty cool. So you got to give Heinz credit for that one. So Stephen He and me, the co-star / cameo guy in the van at the day tripping. So that's that. Let's see. Born on this day and died on this day. Born on this day, Brian Epstein, the manager of the Beatles. He died in 1967. Born in 1934. Also born on this day, 1935, Nick Massey of the Four Seasons. Now, that was the band that long ago did the song Ragdoll. It's you've heard it, and it's one of those songs you've heard because it's the harmony. They also did Sherry, 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 baby. I did listen to those because I was like, oh yeah, I like those songs. Those are kind of fun little ditties. I was in a very quirky, fun little ditty mood tonight for listening to music, so that's what I listened to. Bill Medley of the Righteous Brothers, born on this day. You've lost that lovin' feeling. Also, Paul Williams, born on this day. Rainy Days and Mondays, Evergreen. Paul was also in like the movie The Planet of the Apes and some other stuff. Remember, he was a short little guy with like straight blonde hair. He made all sorts of appearances on TV in the 70s. Also born on this day, Cass Elliot of the Mamas and the Papas. Monday, California Dreamin'. I think she died in like the 70s. 1958, Lita Ford, born on this day, of the Runaways. Cherry Bomb and Kiss Me Deadly. You've definitely heard those songs if you're listening to music a lot. She was around doing that forever. 1976, Jim Ward at the Drive-In, born on this day. Ryan Dusick of Maroon 5, born on this day as well. 1980, Sarah Quinn and Tegan Quinn, born on this day. Tegan and Sarah, the Canadian duo. We've had Tegan and Sarah on the radio station a bunch of times. I can't even think how many times Tegan and Sarah came down, but at least 4 or 5 times they were down at the radio station over the years. They're super nice, super sweet. They're always funny. They're twin sisters, so they definitely finish each other's conversations and sentences. But they were, sort of that dynamic duo of Tegan and Sarah. Born this day, 1928, Adam West. Oh, Adam West, Batman, the old 1960s Batman. He was also one of the voices in South Park, I believe. Mayor West was Adam West. Or no, that was wait. That was Family Guy. Yeah, it was Peter Griffin. Mayor West was Adam West. It was actually Adam West. He also did. I think he did. Was it SpongeBob? I know Ernest Borgnine was. I think he was Barnacle Boy, or no, maybe he was. I don't know, but I'm always sure that he was also on SpongeBob. My whole cartoon reference, got to be there. 1945, Randolph Mantooth. He was in a show called Emergency. When I saw that, I'm like, wait, I remember seeing that as a kid. Randolph Mantooth in Emergency. I was in Emergency. See, look, I drove it. Oops, wait, it's somewhere. Where'd it go? Nope. Well, there's somewhere around here. I drove an ambulance. I have a plaque somewhere. I'll bring it home. I think it's not stolen in the office. Oh, I went 2 days without a break-in. Yes. Only 88 days to go. So I have to survive 88 days of stress-free, nobody breaking into the building and stealing shit. Winning! Yay! Jeremy Irons, born on this day. 1948, also born on this day. Twiggy, the English actress Twiggy. I don't think I've ever seen anything. I think I ever saw her was I think she was in the Blues Brothers. I'm almost sure she was in the Blues Brothers. She was the woman that when they stopped at the gas station, she was in the little sports car when Dan Aykroyd was gassing up the car and like did the windshield wipers, install the windshield wipers. I'm almost sure that was Twiggy. I think so. I don't remember her from anything else. Now I'm going to have to Google that in a minute. Unless someone wants to Google it and tell me I'm right or wrong. 1962, Cherry O'Terry from Saturday Night Live, born on this day. And Tonight Show host, Jimmy Fallon. Well, he still has a job. For now. All right, died on this day. Hiroshi Yamachu. Yamachi. I blew it, I know. Again, my pronunciation is always horrible. But he was the president of Nintendo for decades. So you got to love that. And then the only other person I put on this day that died on this day was Graham Parsons. Now, this is the reason for that was a little bit interesting. Graham Parsons was in the band The Byrds. He was also in the Flying Burrito Brothers, who played at Woodstock. Now, Graham Parsons died apparently in 1973. He was 26 years old, so he missed that whole 27 thing just by a minute. Now, he died under mysterious circumstances. It was later concluded that he died of a drug overdose. But he died in Joshua Tree in California. Okay, if you've never been to Joshua Tree, it's amazing. It's a giant desert. It's very vast, very foreign, very weird looking. It looks like the moon or another planet in some parts of it, just the way the rocks are. But after his death, his coffin was stolen by two of his associates. One was a roadie and one was a manager from when he was in the time with the Byrds. His coffin was taken to Cap Rock out in the desert, and his wishes, Graham's wishes, was set ablaze. Basically a funeral pyre, similar to a Viking fire blaze going out to Valhalla, out in the desert. So they basically burned his coffin with him in it and cremated him out in the desert. His two associates later on were in fact arrested by the police. I didn't see what the conclusion of that was because I ran out of time, but yeah, interesting. If you want to go, that's the way to do it. Have your friends steal your coffin and burn it out in the desert. Why not? Could be worse, right? Just saying. So I kept it short. I didn't write down every little detail, every little thing. There was other stuff. Singles released, albums released, and everything else. I just didn't write everything down tonight. Because I read the whole PMRC thing, a lot of it. It was pages and pages of detail of congressional report stuff of the bands and all the things. And Coors paid for it. Think about that. This was back when Coors, before they became so friendly, they were so heavily invested in it that they paid for it. They funded the check to make this all happen. The thing disbanded. It doesn't exist anymore. It still does, but the actual resource center doesn't exist anymore. But stickers still here. You can still find them on the your warning labels on the albums and your CDs if you so buy music of that ilk. Something else I saw today, but I'll bring that up another time. It was definitely interesting as well of what we're going to see happen here in Ohio at the end of this month, actually in a few weeks on the 29th. That we're seeing in a lot of other states as well. Very interesting. That's about it. It's the weekend. I'm looking for an eventful weekend, non-eventful weekend. No break-ins. Hopefully, I'm going to work all weekend. I've got work to do, and I don't know, grill, do something exciting. I did not get what I was hoping to get done today. I am hoping to do that tomorrow, and then things will be a little different, maybe even more chaotic in here. But I'm definitely looking, like I said, I started. I just couldn't finish it today, but I'm definitely going to make a change or two in the room, just a tweak, and see if that works. Just saying. Besides that, I appreciate you all for stopping in, saying hello, visiting, listening, commenting, liking. No likes tonight. Oh, everyone hates me. It's all right. I can handle it. I've been hated by worse. Anyway, I appreciate it. I'm going to depart and leave you with this. I got nothing. Thank you. We fade to black.